A lot of you just operate like pussies.
Most agencies are flying blind.
The standard influencer era is over.
An agency is just a kid on his laptop that sent a message and got lucky.
Lost 150K overnight.
Compliance is sexy as fuck.
We do around 45 million per month.
You really can't fucking lose.
What's going on, people? How are we? I've been to many masterminds, and a lot of them lack in the networking sort of aspect, right? Like, you go to masterminds, you've been to many, Mike, and it's just like a bunch of people, and you just sit at the thing, you watch the guy speak, and then it's just like, okay, go network, and then everyone's just like in the corners, like on their phones, and no one knows each other, and everyone's like, oh, like I'm so scared, what do I do? And so the point of like today is not about business, right? Like, business is business, but at the end of the day, business is about people more than anything, okay? And so today it's about like getting to know each other on a deeper level. So tomorrow at the networking side, when we do networking breaks, you actually get the most value out of the relationships, and hopefully these relationships go beyond. Like, from our last mastermind, there was business partnerships formed that went on to make like millions of dollars, right? So the point is, like, tonight is all about like relationships first, and that's kind of the key of like what we're gonna do. So we're gonna start with just a super simple, quick exercise, like rapid fire in the circle, and then we're gonna go and do more of an interactive exercise. I'm gonna split into groups, but I'm not gonna go there yet, right? So we're just gonna start in this sort of circle. We're all strangers. Maybe some of you have already met, spoke to each other. We're all strangers, but we're just gonna do an introduction, right? I'll start. All we're doing is announcing who we are, where's home to you, right? And what can they talk to you about outside of business? So my name's Dylan, I'm from Wales, and you can talk to me about basketball, longevity, health, good steaks, and I'll pass it to Kiefer to the right, and we'll continue in the circle.
You guys all know me. I'm Kiefer. I'm from Canada originally. I live in Mexico. You can talk to me about longevity and health for sure. You can talk to me about travel, conspiracies, government conspiracies, and skiing is one of my passions for sure. Mike?
Cool. My name's Mike, originally from Australia, based out of Bali, Indonesia now. You can pretty much talk to me about anything related to prison, sobriety, or bananas. Thanks.
Hey, my name is Kwakan. I'm from Vietnam and Hungary. Talk to me about boxing, watches, and travel.
Hey, my name is Liam. I'm from Montreal, Canada. You can talk to me about MMA, martial arts, business, or not business related, and travel also. I love traveling.
I'm Daniel. I'm from the UK. I love F1. I love MMA, and I can talk to you guys about anything. Music.
So we're going to go into an exercise now that we picked up from Stanford's design school. I used to run this on my 6-week programs, and it was like the best things that we ever did. We've done it like hundreds of people at this point. Stephen was initially part of my very first 6-week program, and we used to do this all the time. So pretty much it's all about like building trust and building community, which is what we are, right? And like I said, like, you never know, the connections you can make here could go on to be extremely fruitful. So that's kind of the point of it. Now, I will preface in saying, like, this is probably going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people. And like, if you were just like if you're not going to take part in it, you're just going to be a dick, like, just please, like, just leave, right? Like, this is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be, you know, if you're skeptical and so on and so forth, it's going to take some imagination as well, right? And I just ask you to like fully lean in and suspend any skepticism and actually do this and see it to the end, because you'll be glad you did it, right? Like I said, we've done this for hundreds of people, and it's one of the best things that we ever did. So the point is, we're going to be getting into groups of 5, okay? So we're going to organize into groups of 5. We're going to have Jan, Paul, me, Kiefer, moderating those groups. And I want you guys to get into groups of 5 of like complete strangers. So like, split up from your business partners, from your girlfriends, from whoever it is, and like whoever you do not know, like you have no fucking idea who they are. Ideally, get into groups with those people. So like, if you guys can just split them into groups now, then, you know, Kiefer, if you want to watch it.
Get a group over here.
So like I said, suspend your skepticism. We're going to imagine that we're at a cocktail party, right? You're holding a glass of champagne, you stood up around high tables, you're making small talk with the people that you just met randomly, right? Now, what I want you to do in your groups is go around the group one by one and just briefly, 1 to 2 minutes, who are you and what role do you best play in your business? So for example, if I'm in this group, my name's Dylan. and I best play being the personal brand. I love doing the creative stuff. I love doing the video stuff. I love doing the marketing. I'm a marketing geek. And I'm just gonna keep talking, right? And we just go around one at a time, 2 minutes each, 1 minute, depending on how long you want to yap. And that's it. Then we'll go to the next exercise.
So human psychology into chatting. So like just manipulating people is kind of funny.
I'm best at going viral on Snapchat.
My strong suit and my game that I love to play, and I just love the opportunity to be able to compete with like the best marketers in the world, like Alex and Sam Evans, Grant Cardone, all these guys that are just like master internet marketers. That is what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be like the best internet marketer possible.
I'm probably the only person here who doesn't have an OF agency, but I own a OnlyFans CRM called Fansmetric. What I'm best at is product vision, and that's the innovation.
Boss holes in, okay? But we're having a good night. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna head to the park, and we've lit some fires at the park. It's a lot calmer there. Everyone's a lot more relaxed. So in the same groups, we are gonna go down the steps, and we're gonna go and sit at our campfires, and we're gonna talk about something different. So if everyone can please follow me, get your group. Now, this time, we've obviously figured out who we all are, what we are best at in our businesses. Now, what we are going to do, just imagine you're at the campfire, you've got your drink in your hand, everything's good, life's good, okay? We're just going to go around one by one, and this is the prompt for all of you, okay? What are you most passionate about in life? What lights you up? I want you to pick someone to start. The coaches, Kiefer, Stephen, you start, and go around clockwise. So what are you most passionate about in life, and what lights you up?
It makes me really want to make a lot of money so I can give back to this country.
Having to work anywhere and do anything.
Instead of selling drugs, I just sold dick pics and started up an OnlyFans. But then I did OnlyFans management as well, and she's kind of a bit more accepting of that, so it's all good.
If you get that opportunity to fly business class and like people dream about that, like, oh, one day when I'm retired and I'm 60, like maybe I'll do it. But like if you get to do it when you're younger, it's even more like just more gratitude, I think, from at least from our standpoint.
Traveling.
Yeah.
Itself.
I just knew that Chuck could talk for 3 minutes.
My passion over everything is like not surviving but actually living, and like not just living paycheck to paycheck or doing what you have, like a routine every single day, the same thing over and over. Like I feel like I would just go absolutely insane.
What drives me the most? Them really. I get to be with them every single day, and like there's nothing that makes me more happy than they do. So to be able to do this and to do this well for them means everything to me.
Hey, let's go! Very serious, and this offense in Cape Town is punishable by death. Okay? It's punishable by death. It's not a good time. So, what I need you guys to do now is I need you guys to take your groups to prison, please. We're gonna go inside and we're gonna go to prison. So last night, that's it. We'll get punished by death. Death. So we're in a dark holding cell. It's a cold night, and I need you to be quiet. I need you to whisper. We're gonna go around, and the prompt is: if this was your last night on Earth, what would you regret the most? Whisper. Please, Stephen, you start.
Over a decade of my life to the British government. Right. I fucking hated it. And I done it because I thought I was going to make a difference, right? Now, I can't deny that I got here because of the time that I spent with them. But could I have got here faster if I did not? And I believe the answer to that is yes. I don't have many regrets, but I guess not being a little bit smarter when I was younger. Like in high school, or like when I started my first business. Like I made a ton of money and then just spent it all. I mean, it was on experiences and fun things, but I wish I had just been a little bit smarter when I was younger and started being like more serious about business when I was younger. I would regret coming to fucking Cape Town.
First day, so far so good. I think it's very different. I don't see anyone else really doing this sort of stuff in masterminds. Like I said, I hate going to masterminds. And every mastermind I've been to, like a lot of people are introverted and it's very difficult to connect with people and make any real meaningful connections. It never really gets, it's always surface level, it's always about business, but business is about people at the end of the day. So that's what today was all focused on, people. So tomorrow, even though it made people probably uncomfortable and some people probably like, this is weird and bullshit, I didn't like it, they're gonna come back tomorrow with friends, maybe friends that they'll have for life, maybe business partners or whatever. But this is like the most important part of the entire event. Like all the business and the value stuff, yeah, that's great. But this is the most important part of this entire event, which is why today was super fucking stressful getting all the shit ready. But now we're good. We're about to do a Jacksonian style dinner to end it off. Campfire, dinner, 3 different tables. It's gonna be good. So yeah, we'll cut to the dinner time. Let's go.
Mom, it's okay. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. Don't worry.
Yeah, super narcissistic is always the model's problem.
We had no shelter, no accommodation, no money. And we survived.
A lot of you just operate with such a low, you need such a high level of certainty to actually take any sort of action. And as a result, it holds you back from taking any level of action at all, and you just get stuck in this like loop. This is what I call the certainty trap. Everyone always seeks a certain baseline of certainty, right? So you've got like this spectrum, and I'll show you what the spectrum looks like. You need a certain amount of evidence to get to absolute certainty, but absolute certainty doesn't actually exist, okay? You need to be wary of 100% certainty, and a lot of you in this room, when I talk to you on calls, it's like you need 100% certainty to make a decision. I'm like, I'll speak to someone on the call and be like, you need to put your balls on the table, you need to start spending some money on ads, and you're like, you just don't take that at face value, even though it's what will drive the business forward. You just sort of stall and you're like, I need more information, I just need more because I don't want to take this bet, okay? So you have to be wary of 100% certainty. And the more and better the evidence, the more certain our knowledge. Would you agree that knowledge exists on a spectrum? Would you agree that the more and the better evidence you have, the more certain that your knowledge is? Like, would you agree? Okay. So that's what we have to be wary of, right? And so this is what you need to understand. Certainty increases with evidence, and the more data points you collect, the more you test, the more you execute, the higher up the spectrum that you move, right? But the trap is you don't need 100% certainty to move. And in fact, if you wait for absolute certainty, then you have already lost, because by the time you're 100% sure, the market's already moved and the opportunity is now closed, and someone else who's taken the bet that you were scared to make is already in front, right? I'm gonna tell you why we're like this and why we're scared to make these bets and why we're scared to make progress. And it makes sense biologically, evolutionary, right? And it makes sense to not take aggressive levels of action when you're uncertain, because there's an evolutionary trait. Thousands of years ago, if you was uncertain, it meant death, quite literally, right? It meant death. You know, you'd eat the wrong berries, you'd hunt the wrong animal, you would walk into the wrong area, and you were dead. Your brain is built for survival. But the issue is, right now in 2026, we don't really hunt for berries anymore. We don't hunt for animals. And it's like, how often you fighting a fucking lion back to your cave, right? You're not. So the only way most of you die now is financially. And even that, if we're being real, most of you have such a ridiculous safety net, like the average person, that you know, you're not gonna die. Like, you're not gonna die. You'll just have an uncomfortable month or an uncomfortable couple of months, right? But your brain, a lot of you, reacts like it's life or death. So we have to reframe how we think about this today, right? So a lot of you are too careful, right? You don't ever put your balls on the table. You're too careful, you want to take these sophisticated bets, and you are like clutching your bank balance because you don't want it to go below a certain level, because you don't want to go back to where you was, right? So instead, you're like, you don't hire, you don't spend any money yet, you don't run the webinar that I've told you about, you don't scale your ad spend, you're like, I just need more certainty, Dylan, before I do this, and then you wonder why you make an extra fucking measly 25 grand a month, right? In you right now, there are use case people, what I call them, and they are gamblers, okay? You don't want to be a use case person. Use case people think like this. I've got rent, I've got bills, I've got staff, I've got obligations, so I can't gamble. I need it to be sure. If I'm gonna run ads like Dylan says, I'm gonna do a call funnel, I'm gonna do a webinar, I'm gonna do XYZ thing and charge up front, I need to be sure, okay? But gamblers are like, look, it's all bets, everything's bets. I'm just placing smarter bets than you, okay? And I need you to understand something. Regardless which person you are, you're all gambling anyway, quite fucking frankly, right? So, you gamble with ad spend, you gamble with hiring, you gamble with firing, you gamble with making an offer, you gambling with changing a funnel, doing a webinar, building a cold funnel, paying commission, signing clients, and being at this mastermind right now, right? It's all a gamble. It's all bets, all sophisticated bets. You have paid money to be here, you might not get any fucking value, right? You might not do anything, right? So it's all a bet. So the question isn't, do you gamble? The question you need to ask yourselves in this room today is, are you a sophisticated gambler or a scared one? Because when you become a sophisticated gambler, you can take action with a lower certainty threshold. The real question is, why tolerate stagnation? If you've been adding an extra 10 grand a month, extra 25 grand a month, maybe even 50K a month, maybe you're just staying at the same place, you're up and down, maybe 300K, 250K, 300, whatever it is, bouncing up and down, right? Why tolerate that stagnation? Like, why? And the answer to that question is, you're waiting for certainty. You're waiting for certainty, too much certainty on the spectrum to save you from discomfort, but certainty doesn't save you, right? Certainty is earned after action, not before it. So there's this thing called the pocket, right? And the question now becomes, where is the pocket on this certainty spectrum, right? Where can we readjust your guys' brain so you still take bets without needing it to be guaranteed? Like a lot of you guys are like, I need this to be a lock if I'm gonna spend 5 grand a month on ads. So, I need this to be a lock if I'm gonna go and charge 5K up front. And that's not how it works. So we need to figure out, how do we readjust our brains today where you still take bets at a lower certainty threshold? Because I promise you, if you wait until absolute certainty exists, you will raise your hand again at the next mastermind you come to saying that you barely grow and barely progress. So absolute certainty is where normal people live, right? Normal people do not hit abnormal numbers. So if you want to be a normal person, don't pay attention to anything I'm about to say and just continue being a fucking pussy, okay? This guy in the program, he's not you, unfortunately. He was doing 300 grand a month when he joined, and he leaves his very first call with me, and he'd been stuck at 300 grand, right? And this guy was like, he has a good personal brand, like very charismatic on camera, very good, money in the bank, like successful other businesses, and he was just stuck at 300 grand a month. And he paid me specifically to build a webinar with him, right? So I decided to build a webinar with him, a cold webinar and a warm webinar, which is the process that I do a lot. And I thought it would work extremely well for him in his current situation with the skills that he had. So we built a webinar, we committed to it, and he cleaned up the webinar, he fixed everything, and literally after that call just goes and takes crazy action. That month runs a webinar, literally goes from 300K a month to 600K a month, right? Like literally in one fucking month, like literally doubled in a month. And so the question really is like, firstly, do you think he felt perfectly confident when he started? And I was like, you need to do a webinar. Of course not, right? It felt like a bet, but he committed hard enough that that certainty increased through execution, and that is what you need to understand. The people who double their businesses in a month, they move sooner and they force certainty to catch up. And so like, you really have to ask yourself the question, like, why can't you be the person that doubles in a month? Like, why not? You must take aggressive levels of action. I've literally got as my screensaver on my phone, just as a reminder every day, bias towards massive level of imperfect revenue-driven action, right? That's a reminder on my phone every day to not be a pussy, okay? That is it. So that's what we have learned today, is not to be a pussy. That is the framework, and that's it, right? Launch more, iterate more, adjust more, do what it takes, because at the end of the day, growth is ultimately a choice, right? Growth is literally a set of actions repeatedly taken with an outcome in mind, okay? And tolerance is facing a problem and just deciding to live with it because you're comfortable, right? Super simple. That is it. So enough of tolerance, because after you solve the current problem, what is on the other side, it is another problem, right? That is life. You will always have problems. Like, it doesn't matter until the day you die. Once you've solved a problem, there's another problem. That is life, right? So the only flex is how fast you actually solve those problems, because the speed that you solve problems is the speed that you ultimately grow. And if you ever trick yourself into thinking one day it's going to be easy, then I can tell you it is wrong, and business is probably not going to be for you, right? Because all you do is you just get potentially nicer problems, right? More money is going to equal more responsibility, is going to equal more problems. So you can't be soft, you can't be nice when it comes to business. You have to become fast, you have to become decisive, and you have to become the person who takes sophisticated bets at 70% certainty or less, right? And then forces that reality to comply with the execution.
So day 2's been awesome. Just being around a group of like-minded people and, you know, really having a lot of reinforcement on things that are just so important in the, not even the online space now, but just in business in general, right? Like, you know, content, having a personal brand, you know, making decisions with certainty, right? Every business has, you know, bottlenecks that are, you know, urgent versus important. And so I think really just understanding and improving the marketing understanding of business and being around people that are like-minded has been awesome.
Everybody's like, compliance is boring. I'm gonna tell you right now, compliance is sexy as fuck. I just made 120 grand through the window on the other side of Dylan before I came on this floor. Took 120 racks from somebody for compliance. And they're like, oh bro, we keep getting banned, we keep getting fucked, we keep losing our accounts, all of our content's in the fucking bin. And I'm like, do you know, that's worth a shit ton of money. I'm gonna take it from you and make sure you don't get banned. Really fucking simple, right? Well, it's 120 grand's worth that simple, so it's not that simple, right? So I had to build a whole product for it. But compliance at its heart is actually very simple, and I say this a lot. Compliance is play by the fucking rules. It's not hard. By show of hands, how many of you have lost an IG account in the last 90 days? Disgusting. All of you, right? By show of hands, how many of you have been shadow banned in the last 90 days? Right, on a recorded call for all the cameras back there. Shadow bans don't actually exist, and if anybody ever says the words to me again, I'm going to punch you in the throat. I hate the word shadow ban, right? Legally, you cannot be shadow banned. All these companies, right? They work through advertising standards now. They work by the rules of official advertisers. Every country they operate in, there are rules for advertising, and you must comply with those advertising rules. If you don't comply with those advertising rules, you get fucked, right? It's really simple. You just can't be here if you don't play the game. Meta is not a social media platform. It is an advertising platform. It's an ad business. It is in the business of advertising. If the thing you operate on is free, you are the product. What do I mean by that? I mean the thing that is being consumed is you. Every single person in this room, I know every single person, right? But the majority of you are here because that guy ran an ad, you watched it, clicked on it, and then came into a business that taught you how to do the thing you do today. He ran an ad and that ad had to be compliant. I'm calling out, right? How many times do you get your ads knocked back down? See? Now how many times do who else from Mike, you're fucked now. Whenever you're creating content, there has to be stakes. And whenever that girl drifts, she crashes every episode. People expect her to crash. They're waiting on it to happen, right? And when she does it, they're like, is she dead? But we don't know. Now she's obviously never dead, right? They're staging it now. But they've figured out that that's what the viewer wants to see. They want to see stakes, right? They want to see a thing that's happening. Which forms up the first part of how you design a real long-form product. Real long-form products, they come in threes, right? Me and Dylan studied this extensively one time, and we were talking about, what's that guy's name? Sam, help me out. The guy that just walks around at the gym. Sam Sulik, right? Sam Sulik does this thing where he's just wandering around, right? Talking about his life, but if you macro-analyze what he's doing, there are three parts to it. He goes to the gym, he works out, he leaves the gym. Or there's a really good podcast called Run, Lift, Shoot. They go for a run, they lift some weights, and then they get a bow and arrow out and shoot shit. What are the stakes there, right? They're doing the talking, right? They're doing the talking where they run, right? We're doing a little bit, we'll try to run. Then they do the lifting, right? Cool, they're still chatting, they're doing the information. The shooting's the stakes. There's a leaderboard over here. There's a leaderboard, my guy. Who is the best at shooting bows and arrows? I don't know who it is now, but like it's changing all the time, and I'm watching it because I want to know who's good at shooting a bow and arrow, and it's because I'm basically a chimp. Right? It's a terrible time. Like, I am the same as everybody else. I just want to see someone win and someone lose, because that's inherently what we are as human beings, right? Everybody's like, oh bro, I need to get this hot girl doing crazy shit on there. No. You need to get her doing something that has stakes in it, because then people will actually watch it. People don't really care about hot girls, because if you go outside, right, they're everywhere, right? They're everywhere. It's actually a miserable state of affairs. No one is really interested in seeing hot girls anymore because there are so many of them, right? There are women on the internet right now that your grandfathers would have went to war for, right? And they would have never seen another one like them in their lives because there just wasn't the technology. This guy's like, that's the hottest girl, and they're painting them on the side of fucking planes, right? And then they're flying into actual gunfire, and they're like, bro, this girl is the hottest girl ever, and I need to go back so I can clap that, right? The baddies of the age, right? The baddies of the 40s, they're everywhere now, right? They're all over the fucking place. It is easy to be a hot girl, it is hard to be successful, right? Which is the second part. You need to design a personality for the human being that has stakes attached to them.
So we are the Eka trio from Austria, and it's now our second day on the Mastermind, and we'll give you quick feedback on how it is so far.
Yeah, everything is great. We've learned extremely much here, and I like it.
I love meeting new people, and this community just gives me the kick, gives me new opportunities on this business, and I love it.
The standard influencer era is over. Most people underestimate the role that your digital self plays in your growth and scale potential. Now, when I say most people, I'm talking about pretty much everyone in the room. If you're not posting every single day, you're not taking it that seriously. We really underestimate the value of this digital asset. So I'm trying to really motivate you guys today to take this flippin' seriously, okay? The digital world presents an opportunity for you to work smart and less hard, for exposure, for authority in your space, for credibility and trust. Okay, so when I say work smart, I mean posting reels every day where you're building authority on a daily basis, as opposed to sending 150 DMs every day and then a VSL and then screenshots that maybe you achieved yourself or maybe you didn't. If you had been sharing your results on a consistent basis, when you DM'd someone or someone came to you, you wouldn't need to justify that you're good at your job. Okay, so that's the main thing. If you are strategic and intentional with your content, and consistent over time, your digital self will work for you and become one of your greatest assets. That's what all the leading people in the space have said, that their greatest asset they have is their personal brand. It works for them. Sometimes it feels really scary to share these pivotal, challenging struggles in our lives with the community. I wish I shared mine sooner. I'm sure Dylan feels the same, but I had very serious mental health issues. I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is an autoimmune disease. I was bedridden for 3 years through my university. I couldn't exercise, I couldn't move, I was eating like shit, my gut health was bad. I was down, and I honestly thought this was me for the rest of my life. I was on so many different types of antidepressants and tranquilizers and painkillers and whatever, and eventually I decided this is not the way I want my life to go. And I decided that I'm going to start channeling my depression and stuff into exercise. And then all of a sudden I got fucking ripped and life started turning around. My gut health got better, like my body was stronger and I was able to move. And then next thing I know, I'm actually able to manage my pain in a natural way. And next thing I was a model for 4 to 5 years, traveling the world, connecting with Dylan. And I mean, life turned for me in a major way, and I wish I shared that sooner, because once I shared that story, it went super viral on TikTok, and people started to want to learn from me. How did you do that? How did you overcome this autoimmune disease? Teach us your ways. And then obviously now in Cape Town, I have a dance thing that is mental health improvement through movement, and that's what I'm known for in Cape Town. Through sharing my story, people relate to me. So I'm getting you to write this stuff down because I can't even tell you how many avenues have been opened up through sharing my story and having that courage. The main thing I want you guys to understand is that people don't want to hear you talk about what you do, they want to see you do it.
What do we think of the gents talk?
Really good.
Yeah?
I really liked it, yeah. I'm hyped to shoot some content now.
Yeah, let's go. What do we think about the second day? Like, I guess the first day of real value.
It was very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of value. Like, we're just sitting here taking notes, and then right away, I already called my team 2 times, giving them feedback, yo, do this, do that, so everything is very, very nice. Yeah.
You guys enjoy Jane's little masterclass?
And it is a beautiful territory.
Jan is great. Jan's done great.
Yeah.
Hi guys, just finished my masterclass. I was shaking at the start. I hope nobody saw. But anyway, I killed it. I absolutely killed it, I'm not gonna lie. Great. And now we're just doing some content in the garden, doing some podcast style questions, shooting with Steve, Paige, Paul, Dylan. Yeah, it's actually awesome to have a content day like this with all the students. So yeah, it's been a great day.
So another successful day at the Mastermind. We just had an insane talk from Jan. She absolutely killed that shit. 2 weeks of preparation for a content masterclass. One of the most valuable personal brand masterclass I've ever seen. Even I was taking part, taking notes. And now everyone is around shooting content, doing the exercises that she did in the workshop. And the funny thing is, it's interesting to see these guys all at different levels of content. You really realize like content and talking is such a skill. Like I've been doing this for like 6 years, right? So I can talk off the dome, I can wing it, I'm helping these guys. They'll probably play some footage of me helping the guys, but it's such a, it's the only skill where it just generally takes reps. Like there's only so much you can do of like understanding content and what goes viral and so on and so forth, but you just need to ultimately do the reps and just speak and just yap. Once you learn how to yap, you can make fucking millions of dollars, and that's where everyone's learning you. Some people are at a higher level, some people are at a lower level, and it's interesting seeing everyone. And I see myself in a lot of them, because I remember when I used to first talk on camera and I'd mess up one word and I would throw the entire thing off. I have to start again, I have to start again. Now it's like, when you just talk for a fucking living, you just learn to flow. If you make a mistake, you don't even register as a mistake, you just keep going, right? And yeah, I think it's just building that skill is where a lot of these guys still have to learn, is building the skill, talking to a camera. Because a lot of people, as soon as that camera comes out, it's like an alien's watching them speaking. They're just like, ugh. Yeah. It's like, bro, it's not even real, come on.
Sales is literally just like an energy transfer, and you showing up to these calls, having 7-10 calls a week is completely different than you having 30 or 40 calls a week. There is still a process of belief shifting that everyone would need to go through on that sales call. What has been the biggest sale that has ever been made in the human race? There you go. Now, whether you believe in religions or not, there's like 1,000 religions out there, and people didn't only send their time, they didn't only send their money, they sold their souls there. They sold their identity and the generation that are going to come after them, right? So there are like 4,000 religions, and it's going to be establishing credibility and demanding the respect. And then the second thing is diffusing the current beliefs so that you can change it after them. And then comes a new solution. Flip the dynamic before they realize it, establish credibility that demand attention, break down beliefs, not people. Again, what I mean by break down beliefs and not people, again, whenever you are breaking down their beliefs, like, or whenever you're trash talking what they are doing or what other competitors are doing, don't speak directly to them, right? So for example, one of the things that I usually like say for these agents, whether it's real estate agents, insurance agents, or anyone, is one of the things that is absolutely crazy is that most of the agents out there are still like operating off of Google Sheets, which is fascinating to me, because if it's just like running an entire business like off of Google Sheets, like I don't know where they're going to be going, you know, with their business careers. Like it's just not a business that they're running. And I know that they are leveraging Google Sheets all of the time. You know, you actually need a like proper CRM in place. So show, don't just tell, and then diffuse the alternatives again before pitching your solution. Now, before pitching the solution, after they say like, hey, it does check all of the boxes, that's where if you have even more case studies, you can actually throw them in and then move on to your deal structure.
You guys being in this room right now is a direct consequence of sales, right? The clients you work with, the clothes you have on your back, the cars you're renting, everything is sales, whether you like it or not. But the thing I tend to notice is a lot of you have a bad relationship with it. Most people, including myself when I first started, come at sales from a very, very selfish standpoint. It's how can I get the next big client? How can I make myself XYZ commission? How can I get myself, you know, or my family this? It's me, 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 me. It's not how can I best serve the individual and get them into a place where things become better for them. Because whether you realize it or not, the actual paradox of you getting everything you desire and want exists within you helping the prospect get everything they desire and want. If it's all about you, if it's all about me, 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 you end up with nothing. But if it's about them, then you end up with everything. If you go to a doctor's office and you have a lump on your back and he lets you leave with that lump on your back because you tell him that you're okay or you're going to try and remove it yourself, you'd probably think that that doctor should be disqualified from practicing as a doctor for the rest of his days. But a lot of you will be on sales calls and you'll let people leave with a lump on their back. And it's our job to make them realize that they can't self-operate. It's our job to make them make a decision. Another thing I notice is a lot of you hold on to your scripts like I don't know, like a mother would with their child. You read the script, you pull up every sales call, your team pulls up every sales call, and the conversations just sound so disingenuous. It sounds like R2D2 or some shit. Like it's not a natural conversation. You even see this in the content world. Maybe you see it with your models where you give them scripts and then they're saying certain things and you're like, you just sound like a fucking robot. But it's like, if you think of like the biggest movie stars in the world, they ain't reading their scripts when they're filming the final shots for their movies. Like there's no script in front of me right now. I've got some notes in front of me, but I'm speaking from the heart because I know these points. A lot of people don't realize that the sales call actually begins once the objections start. If you're really good and you understand like how to prevent objections at the very start of the call by asking the right questions, you're going to find that you're not really going to get any objections. But it's typically where the sales call begins. You probably, if you've been on sales calls before, you probably feel that feeling in your stomach where it gets the fight or flight. And you're like, okay, shit, here we go. They're giving me shit. They're telling me no. That is the beginning of the sales call in my eyes.
We do around 1 billion API requests to OnlyFans every single day across our user base. So around 7% of the money made on OnlyFans is made by our user base at the moment. That's around 45 million per month. Fans are getting smarter, more mature, but more distracted. So it's not like it was back in 2020. Fans now know the game. There's influencers, like Dylan making content about OFM, and fans are becoming aware of what's happening in the industry. And so that's a big problem. It's a very, very expensive problem for agencies because they're spending money on these leads, getting them in, and then they're just wasted. There's also a ceiling. There's no value ascension. So once a fan gets onto an OnlyFans page, there's really nowhere else for them to go. And that's the end of the game. That it monetized 3 times better than OnlyFans did for the same fans, for the same traffic. I strongly believe that it is direct monetization on iMessage, SMS, and WhatsApp. You're no longer competing with 30 other creators on an OnlyFans page. You're competing with like their boss, their mum, their brother. It's not like the experience where they need to go to onlyfans.com, they're getting bombarded with chats from like 20, 30 different creators. Instead, you're able to message them at any time, just as their best friend would, essentially. And the messages go straight to their iMessage directly where they communicate.
Most agencies are flying blind. So they mistake having data for using data, or worse, they don't even have a way of collecting the data that they need. You guys are just using Inflow or Only Monster and analytics from Instagram, and then you think that you're tracking data, which is a step in the right direction, but there's a lot more visibility that you guys can add to your business so that you can see overlays and how each of them correlate with each other. What dashboards do is essentially equip you with glasses, and all of a sudden you realize that you thought you had design this nice F1 car. Actually, it's a Honda Civic, and it's got a cracked windshield, and you got your muffler dragging on the ground, and once you put the glasses on, you can actually start fixing your shit, right? Views, followers are vanity metrics. They don't fucking mean fuck all. The only thing views are good for is posting on your social media saying that I took this girl from 1 million views to 30 million views so that you can get more clients. That's literally the only purpose of it, right? You have your data in one spot, so that allows you to make the right decision faster. You're not fucking around seeing, hey, what's actually the cause of this? You're just going, it's cause and effect in the same view, so you can spot what changed immediately. It's good for explaining that exact same thing. Is good for explaining to creators or to employees. Hey, you did this thing, this is the result of it. Whether that be good or bad. So you can enforce good behavior and you can punish bad behavior just by pulling up a screen, right? Super good for employees if you're doing this weekly and they're not doing the things that they should be doing. And you pull that up in front of everybody and socially shame them in front of the team. Because that's our team members. They don't want to like let the team down, right? So if you do that in front of everybody, then they're much more likely to not do that again. Same with creators. You bring them up the metrics with the creative director, with the talent manager, with the OFCD, whoever's involved. It's a little group session, and you say, hey, you didn't make any content this week. Look what happened to your subscribers. Look what happened to your revenue. It didn't go up. It's been going up for the last 3 weeks when you're creating content. Now you fucked off, and you went to a retreat, whatever, without your phone. You didn't give me the content that we needed to keep posting. Now look where we are, right? It shortens diagnosis time, cuts meeting time because you don't have to debate with everyone or your other partners, so you can get decisions faster. Stop arguing with people based on opinions because everyone can come up with a different theory, but data actually allows you to just make that decision based on numbers. When I was scaling my agency for the first time, cracked acquisition, did everything that Dylan said. Okay, cool, this works really well. Easy to sign models. I signed 11 models in 1 week, and I was like super stoked, right? And then I signed an additional 5 models the next week. On paper, that's a win. In reality, it was the beginning of the end of my last agency. I'm no longer with that agency. So basically what happened is we didn't have an onboarding system set up properly. We didn't have onboarding tracking. We knew what to do, but we didn't track it. So first couple girls got through okay, no problem. And then it got slower for 4 to 7 or something like that. The last girls didn't even make it to the end of the onboarding. Then we got the girls that did get through, all of the content delivery failed because we weren't tracking that. And then management coverage was totally gone. So now I'm down to like 2 creators. The rest of them basically hate me for wasting their time. And model satisfaction plummeted. They all leave. They all tell their friends. That agency's cooked. I left those guys, started a new agency.
Enjoying the view?
Always. Imagine waking up to this every day.
Yeah.
Special, right?
For sure. What's been your biggest takeaway of the event?
I took a lot from the content yesterday.
Yeah, James Masterclass.
Big time, yeah. And even the after bit.
Yeah.
Even just having the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what you like as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I enjoy anyway, but I got a lot from that. Bearing in mind, because we're quite new to this is something that I really need to push on my own as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That was really helpful. But that was great. that was fantastic. Keeper's presentation was great. I can't wait to get home and try that.
For sure.
For sure, man.
Quick question, what has been the best thing you've learned at Mastermind so far?
The best thing we learned?
Yeah, individually, what would you say?
I'd say the live. The live is an insane method. I already text my employees to order the toys and start like learning it and setting it up. I already texted the models, the concept. They're excited too.
Yeah.
We're gonna implement that as soon as possible.
Sick.
Yeah, for me, honestly, the same thing.
Same thing.
Steven
and Kiefer's live.
Yeah, OFTV as well. Both insane, super high value.
Yeah, sick. Last day, you guys excited?
I'm excited. I'm sad it's ending, but I'm happy with all the knowledge we got.
You guys coming back next year?
100%. 100%.
2-3 weeks minimum next year.
An agency is just a kid on his laptop that sent a message, right? And
got lucky. Jen covered personal brand yesterday. Single biggest lever for acquiring clients. If your personal brand is great, you could have horrible outreach, and I've seen that, and you will get clients. If you have a horrible personal brand and you have the best offer in the world, the best outreach in the world, best Trojan horse, best VSL, best whatever, you will not get clients. So personal brand is the biggest lever. And today you have a huge opportunity, not just today, the next few days while you're in Cape Town, you have a huge opportunity to optimize that personal brand. During this trip, you could create enough content to leave with a better personal brand than 99% of agency owners, right? I've seen so many personal brands and there are a couple photos, no reels, very basic personal brands, right? So from this trip alone, do like the models do, wear different outfits, go around different places, take photos, everything Jen covered. Hopefully you've all still got your booklets. Take a bunch of content, get out there, optimize your personal brand. There's no reason why after leaving here, personal brand should be your constraint. So if we don't need to worry about personal brand anymore, then everything else we touched on today is just going to be a multiplier. Customer profiles, not demographics. Stop targeting demographics, start targeting situations. Most of you at the moment, this is how you define your avatars. It'll look something like this. UK-based creators, 10 to 100K followers, making under 3K per month. And that's a filter, not an avatar. The real avatar starts with deeper questions. So what specific situation are they in right now? What are they doing that isn't working? What is the real pain attached to that? Those are the words that actually land in the DMs. 5 customer profiles within one avatar. So within every avatar, this like surface level avatar, they all have different current situations. They're all experiencing different pains. And it's your job within your avatar to pinpoint some of these pains that you can then package your solution around.
Nero, what would you say is the best part of the mastermind so far?
The best part, I think I thought about it in the car actually. I love the fact that everyone who spoke here and gave value actually walked the walk.
Yeah.
Like they know what they're talking about. They've been there, they've done it
No gurus.
1,000 times, and it's not like someone just getting an information and then presenting it to you. They walk the walk. And
Yeah.
I love that. I'm so excited to implement everything.
Excellent, bro. You coming back next year?
100%.
Words are the currency you never run out of. You can always run to the bank of your brain and get more words. Before I built a 7-figure business, this was me. Counting pennies on my kitchen table, and words were the only currency I had. I got robbed. Got robbed in Miami. This is the police report that was filed. My phone and laptop were taken, and all of those things are replaceable, electronics are replaceable. The client files I had on them for my content agency weren't. And so months worth of content, gone like this, and all of my clients fired me that month because they had spent 20 hours, 30 hours filming, all of their effort was gone. And my business went from 40K per month to 0 overnight. This is a real screenshot from our Stripe. And it takes a lot to get me down. I figured I need a little resilience, I need a little luck, and I'll get through this. The same month I was defrauded, and Stripe shut down my payment processor and froze all of my funds. So I was left with nothing. I still had to make payroll, I still had to pay my staff. I had beyond maxed out every single credit card I had. These are my credit cards, these are my lines of credit. As you can see, $28,000 balance on a 25K credit card, $17,000 balance, 17.3 on a 17.5K credit card. Even my debit accounts were maxed out on their overdraft. And so I had to swallow my pride, I had to get a big boy job again, and I had to actually start working a 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. marketing day job just to make my interest payments. A 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. bartending job just to pay rent and try to save some money for ads. And weekends I was flipping bike racks just to afford groceries, right? And I was at the lowest point I had ever been, and I was counting pennies, the picture we saw earlier here, to be able to fill up the abandoned car I had to leave on the side of the street because I couldn't afford gas to get it home.
Oscar, you going over some notes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Would you say these 4 days or 3 days, I guess, have been valuable for you?
Yeah, very valuable.
Yeah.
I'm really underqualified to be here, but I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, man. It's the fastest way to learn.
Yeah.
It's easier to take action quick than slow, you know?
Yeah, and it's very inspiring to be around all these successful, smart people.
Yeah.
I feel like if I surround myself with people like that,
100%.
it's gonna rub off a little bit. on me.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've like just meeting the people alone is worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, the content is like really, really good, but if all it was like doing the icebreaker and then talking to these guys for a couple days, it's like, man, it's so good.
Yeah, invaluable.
Yeah.
Sick. So then you can come back next year and be a big dog.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so. I would like that.
Yeah.
South Africa's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely come back here.
Yes, I started OnlyFans in 2020. I have made tens of millions on the platform. That is not what I'm excited about. What I'm excited about is the money that I was able to keep after taxes, payroll, lifestyle inflation, and everything else that has happened over the course of the last 5 years. We're at this beautiful villa. I'm guessing everybody in here likes nice cars, nice clothes, nice watches, yachts, parties, traveling. Yes? Okay. I do too. Okay. The truth is though, that is not wealth. That is lifestyle and that is income. Okay. So to build wealth, people that are the wealthiest, for the most part, yes, there are outliers, but for the most part, the wealthiest people you would not know. Or you might just look at them and say like, hey, oh, they're doing well, but you don't know how well. Okay. And if you want to prevent yourself from making big mistakes, you want to look at the people that do that. Okay, you don't want to look at somebody who's pulling up next to you, who's 25 in a Lambo, and get wealth advice from them. Because I'm telling you right now, I've done it. You can get a Lambo with 50K down, $2,500 a month. That doesn't make you wealthy. Your agency is not your wealth. High income doesn't equal wealth. Cash flow does not equal enterprise value. Many profitable agencies, most will never exit. And doing well with money is behavior, not intelligence. So your income doesn't equal wealth because you can spend all that money, right? Everybody likes to talk about revenue, right? Oh, 100K a month, 500K a month, $1 million a month. There's people right now on this planet that are making $1 million a month in revenue and they're spending it all. They have nothing left. If you're saving 5K a month, you're richer than them. Right? So very important to understand what numbers actually matter. Cash flow does not equal enterprise value. You guys are in a business that is inherently not exitable. Who here knows Alex Hormozi? Raise your hand. Okay. The fun fact, the reason I ended up looking up Dylan and doing more research on him is because I saw his content at Hormozi's headquarters in Vegas. I had the privilege to go there with my beautiful girlfriend in the back last year for the 2-day boot camp. And almost the entire 2-day boot camp was about selling your business. Pretty much no one in here statistically is gonna sell a business. It's not gonna happen, right? Especially in a business like this where you're reliant on a platform you don't control, as well as model contracts that mean absolutely zero. So this is a cash flow business. This is not a business that you are going to exit. That is very important to understand. Doing well with money is behavior, not intelligence. Who knows someone in here that makes a shitload of money that you know is not smart? Almost everybody, right? Like there's countless people I've met in my 38 years that have gotten extremely rich and they're not special. But if you look at their behaviors, they do the right things, okay? Money is about behavior, it's not about intelligence, okay? Most people when it comes to money are incredibly scared, right? I know, I tell you right now, when I made a first million, I was deathly afraid. I swear I'd wake up in the middle of the night that I was gonna go to zero, right? And so what happens is when you have nothing, you have nothing to lose, right? When you have nothing, you have nothing to lose. And then you start building something. Now you start worrying because you're like, holy shit, what if this disappears tomorrow? What am I gonna tell my friends, my family, everyone thinks I'm crushing it. I got that car payment, $2,000 a month, right? Upgraded the house, upgraded the apartment. Behavior, not intelligence. Mike Tyson favorite quote, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And I can tell you that punch, it hurts. It stings. And it can be very costly if you don't save money. When conditions feel good, long-term decisions, short-term conditions, lifestyle expansion, debt commitments, fixed overhead growth, burn rate pressure, you start making money, you start buying shit. Everybody does this, including me. And then guess what happens? After 6 months, you don't give a shit. The Lambo fades, the penthouse doesn't have the same swag as it used to. Bottles at the club, $5,000, $10,000 nights, not as special as they were before. Now what? This is where many agencies unknowingly create pressure. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, burn rate is survival. Cash is king, cash is king. The whole goal for everybody in here is to make and keep enough cash to stay in the game for as long as possible. Getting money requires risk, keeping money requires humility. If you guys don't write anything down on this talk, write down the last 2 lines. We just got done hearing about risk from Dylan, and this couldn't be more true. We all come into this business wanting a better future, wanting to make money, wanting to support our family. Then we get the money and we all get a big ego. I'm the shit, I'm growing models, I'm making money, I got a new car, chicks love me, my family doesn't even know what I do. Like, we've been through it all, right? Keeping the money requires humility. Does anyone know what that looks like? Can anyone help me out? What is humility? Yeah, I'm the first one to like nice things, right? Love to travel, love to spend money on things that are experiences or experiences for the family or helping make my life better. But I promise you, if you get money and lead with ego, you will trap yourself and you will be back to square one in a blink of an eye. I've seen it happen hundreds of times and on levels that you can't even imagine. Okay, I lost 150K in crypto, okay? Before that, I had a bad business partnership, had a business for 6 years. Business partner screwed me over, left me with $300,000 in debt. I was wrong. Made some really bad decisions that at the time seemed like a good move, okay? Lost 300K, lost 100K, lost 450K, okay? Fast forward 10 years, I'm still winning. I'm still winning, even though I was wrong in multiple different scenarios, okay? You can be wrong and still win.
What has been your best insight? What have you enjoyed the most?
Honestly, I wasn't going to come because I'm moving. And yeah, I'm so glad I did. Like, just meeting people in person, the connections, the talks have been great. I think the networking has been the best for sure.
Yeah, sharing some
same
knowledge.
multiple of networks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you guys think is one of the things that you can go and implement straight away into your business?
Not straight away, but Keith's talk I really like because it's like actionable.
Yeah.
It's definitely stuff I've got to put in place. I thought Jen's talk, like everyone's been great, but like Keith has definitely stood out.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Paul is always good. Like he's just got this awesome high energy.
Yeah, Miro was good as well.
Miro was great. Yeah. Everyone's been great. Like,
Yeah.
for sure.
Just trying to build some connections here.
Yeah.
I think the connections have been the best.
So would you guys say this investment's worth it?
For the
Mastermind, 4 days.
So I'm part of the program.
Yeah.
Which I think has absolutely been worth it.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
So you guys coming back next year?
I have every intention of coming back. Yeah, it's been great.
For sure.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, the coaches have been great. Everyone's always like really approachable. They've got their different styles. So many learnings have taken place like in the few months I've been here.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's been great. Yeah.
Everybody take cocaine? No? Okay. Fine. Right. See if I can pull this off twice. If nobody laughs, I'm going to kill myself. So, we're going to do the most boring thing that has ever been done, right? We're going to do process mapping, and then we're going to do value stream mapping. And these two things are inherently connected together. They are the most important thing you do in your business, and none of you want to do it. It's fucking boring, no one likes it, and that's why none of you have actually done it, and any of you have done it have probably not done it properly, right? The entire exercise, we are going to spend 2 hours talking about making coffee, right? In an unfathomable amount of depth. Why do we need a unified methodology for processes? We need it because if everybody follows the same process, the outcome is predictable. If the outcome is predictable, it's scalable. If the outcome is scalable, it is profitable. If you can do the same thing every single time, then you really can't fucking lose. This is how I'm able to turn my back on shit all the time. I write a process that's so robust, so quality controllable. Sage asked me last night, standing over there like a fucking drug dealer, right? It's like, it's the Miami jacket, man. It's fucking, right? It's like, it's coffee you're selling though, right? Selling the beans that's inside the jacket. He's like, you got that finest Colombian? My guy. He asked me last night, how does quality actually work in the business? How do we achieve it? How do we sustain it? And the reason is because of this shit. All of the assumptions, the equipment, the decision triggers, they're all mapped, right? People don't get to make choices in my business. They have the illusion of choice, right? The number one thing that you need to master in the mapping of processes is binary decision making. The decision making comes from a process methodology called poker yoke. Right? It's Japanese. The eggs are poker yolked. They're designed in a way there is only one right way to put them together, and it's so obvious that you cannot get it wrong. The greatest of all the poker yolks in the world is actually the British plug, the UK plug. The earth is at the top, the power pins are at the bottom. You can't put it in sideways, you can't put it in upside down. Unlike a US plug, which you can put in 2 ways. Doesn't matter what way you put it in, but you can put it in 2 ways. There's only one way to put in a UK plug. The way it is created is the same with the plugs here. You can see them. They're here, look, they're triangles. It's because we colonised the shit out of this place and made them do it right. But it's the same thing. There is only one way to put that plug in. You cannot do it incorrectly. That is poker yoke at its heart, and that is what good processes are. Good processes are binary. Poker yoke is binary. It's yes or no, it's up or down, it's black or white, it's come in or fuck off. And I recognise that making a cup of coffee is actually a staggering number of consequential steps. You think it's a simple thing, but actually it's a very complicated map. And then, when we've done that, you're gonna look at the coffee map and you're gonna be like, well, fuck, I need to go and do this in my business, and everything I do is significantly more complicated than making a cup of coffee. And you're gonna be terrified, but it's gonna be great.
Right, that's a wrap. 4 days, I'm running on like no sleep, but that was by far the best mastermind that we have ever done. And honestly, most masterminds I've been to, you just sit in a room, you watch a guy talk for like 5 hours, and then you all get up, and then you all just go and stand in a corner on your phones and speak to only the people that you knew before the event. And I hate that. And that is not what I wanted to do with this mastermind. It is like against my core. Because at the end of the day, these people have flown from all over the world to come to this event in Cape Town. And I couldn't think of anything worse. And at the end of the day, like this business, any business, is about people. And that's where I wanted to make the event about people first. And the thing is, every single person at that event has actually done the thing. Like we didn't bring out any gurus who've never actually done the business model and just, you know, trade information, just regurgitating stuff that they've seen on my YouTube videos most of the time. I've seen too many masterminds where the guy is doing a presentation. It's just a presentation I did on YouTube with a few new tweaks. Like, it's insane. But ultimately, this event was all about people who've been there, they've done it, they've built it, they've lost it, they've rebuilt it, and they're still in the trenches right now, you know, scaling it, right? That's the room that we wanted to create. That's the standard that this industry needs. And we ultimately set the standard. And if you are an agency owner that wants to be in that room, work with us or come to the next one, click the first link in the description and book a call. If you just want to go deeper on OFM and you just want to get more free value, there's more videos on this channel that can help you do that. And if you want up-to-date daily education and insights and announcements of what's going on in the OFM industry, what the best new tactics are, then you can join my free Telegram. That is the second link in the description. But anyway, make sure you subscribe for more actual implementation-based educational content around OFM. Like this video, comment what other videos and topics you want to see me cover next, and I will see you at the top.